Hey, I'm Vergo and this is Psychedelic Actualization. On this channel we talk about topics like self-realization, self-actualization and working with psychedelics to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. So if you're interested in these kinds of topics, then subscribe to the channel. So I did Nofap for over a year now, probably like 1.5 years. And I wanted to share my experience of it with you guys. I wanted to share why did I start, how does it feel like, and did I experience any of the benefits that are so commonly praised and shared from a lot of other people. So yeah, why did I start to embark on this journey of Nofap, of not masturbating? So actually I don't quite remember why I started. It was like I tried to stop watching porn and masturbating for quite a bit, and I didn't took it seriously to stop, and so I continued to do it because I also had no real problem with it, and seemingly it didn't affect me that much in my overall life and in my overall development. So I continued to do it, and one day it just happened that I stopped, just naturally. And I didn't even started to count the days or to focus on it that much. It just happened, and then it continued for over a year now. And I didn't went back for now. So it just happened naturally that I stopped masturbating and watching porn. So I don't know why it started or why it happened. It didn't have that detrimental effects on my life, as I told you. So how does it feel to do Nofap? It feels great and not so great, both at the same time. I don't know. I didn't notice that much differences in my life, other than that I sometimes have the urge to masturbate or to release anything, or not really to release anything, but just the urge of sexual desire, the natural urge. And when I'm not masturbating, I'm more aware of that in the moment because I didn't want to masturbate. So how does it feel? It feels pretty normal. I didn't notice that much of a change of consciousness or of awareness of my perception in general in my life. So let's talk about some benefits that people report back from doing Nofap. First of all, of course, people report back, and that's quite normal, that you have more time. If you don't invest that much time into watching porn or masturbating, of course you can use that time for something else. So of course you do have more time. I experienced the same. And also people report back that they are more focused, they have more motivation or willpower, and they have sharper thinking or better memory. And well, I didn't experience any of these benefits because of course you do have more time, but also there are an infinite number of distractions or ways you can procrastinate. So I still fell into procrastination, and I still got distracted from other things than watching porn and masturbating. So that's not really a benefit I noticed. Of course, I'm able to focus myself and to have the motivation and the willpower to do the work I need to do. But I already had that before, while I was not doing the Nofap. So I didn't notice that much of a difference there. Third, people report back that their self-confidence increases because they have more self-control, and also they accept themselves even more. They experience less shame, and because they feel more in control over their life, they experience an increased self-acceptance and increased self-esteem. And yes, I do experience a raise of my self-confidence and self-esteem over that year, and I do accept myself more and more, and it increased over that year. But I don't want to say like it's really with all of these benefits. I don't really want to say that Nofap and not masturbating or not watching porn is the root cause of that increased level of self-confidence. Because I don't know if it is. I don't know how I would have developed and evolved over the years and how I would have grown over the year with masturbating, with continued to masturbating. So I don't know if Nofap was a part of that or not. But I definitely increased my self-confidence and self-acceptance, and I do feel more in control. And I do feel that I have more self-control. So maybe Nofap is a part of this, of all these benefits, and maybe not. So honestly, I don't know. So people report also that you have increased testosterone, you have a deeper voice, you have better hair and a glowing skin and a bit bigger biceps. So I don't know why people report that, but I haven't experienced any of these. Maybe it happened that I have a deeper voice, maybe I have different hair, maybe I have a more glowing skin, but I don't know. I haven't like consciously noticed it for myself. Number 5 is better sleep. I don't know what's up with that, because I always slept pretty good and I still sleep pretty good. So I haven't noticed that for myself. Otherwise, people report that they feel better, they have better health, they are not getting ill as much, and they have a better immune system. For myself, I can say no, that's not the case. I was more sick in that year than usual, and I don't know why. But definitely Nofap didn't increase my immune system. At least that's my experience of it. So also people report that they are happier, that their energy level increase, and through the energy level increase they are happier and they are more able to enjoy life. And yes and no. For myself, I've experienced energy increases sometimes. Sometimes like when you get this urge and this sexual desire and you like feel the sexual energy, then I can utilize that to increase my energy and to put that energy into some other activity, like going for a run, or like sometimes meditating even deeper, or shooting a YouTube video. So I can like feel that energy increase and put that into something else. But sometimes I still feel tired and exhausted and not motivated to do anything. And of course that still happens. And it was the same way before. Sometimes I had energy, even after masturbating, to get creative. And sometimes not. So I didn't notice the real difference in that. But maybe it played a little bit of a part of the increased energy. Also, people report that they are more happy and they are more able to enjoy life. I'm happier than ever before, yes, and I'm able to enjoy life as much as I do now. And I don't know if Nofap has to do anything with that, because I was quite happy before, actually. So, and I don't know again if I would have grown and developed myself in the same way if I was still masturbating. But I'm not masturbating, and I am happier, and I'm enjoying life more and more every day. So I think the main part of that is a spiritual practice and not the Nofap, but maybe Nofap played a little bit of a part in that. So also like related to all of these things, people report to have better social skills. And yes, I do have better social skills because I'm, again, developing myself and I'm stepping more and more into my authenticity and into my authentic self. And so I kind of develop myself also socially, and I have better social skills nowadays than I had a year ago. But again, that is naturally happening, the increase of my skills. And I didn't know if Nofap has to do with that, anything to do with that or not. And another interesting point people report back is that you stop objectifying women. Like when you do watch a lot of porn, I've noticed that for myself too. Like you start to not really objectify women, but it's not really the case for me. But like in a lot of cases, when you meet up with a woman or you see a beautiful woman on the street, you like think of sexual activities directly because you watch a lot of porn or you watch a lot of sexual activities in your free time, and then you like, I didn't really objectify women, but like the thought of sexual activity in connection with that woman, that came up. And nowadays, but I don't know if maybe it has to do with the porn, not really with the masturbating part of it, but with the porn. And stopping the porn is like a good benefit, is like I'm able to like connect more with women nowadays. Well, I was back then too, but nowadays, like I don't even think about the sexual part of it anymore. Like now, after half a year or so of doing Nofap, I was getting less interested. I don't know why, but I was getting less interested in sexual activities in general and in sexual connections with women. So that's a part that happened and that I noticed for myself definitely, and that is related to stopping the porn and stopping the masturbation. So yeah, that is the difference. I stopped objectifying women or seeing women in connection to sexual activities, and nowadays I like appreciate the whole character and personality way more, and I can go deeper into the connections with women. And yeah, that's a good part, definitely. Another point people say is that women are more attracted to you when you do Nofap. And well, there's also a point, like I can't really say anything about it, because I don't know if the women that were attracted to me in that period of doing Nofap would have still been attracted to me in the same way if I still masturbated or not. So I don't know if it made a difference or not, but yeah, I do feel an increased quality of connections with more women, but that has also to do like with my lifestyle and how I show up in social situations and in the way like that I exposed myself to more social activities over that year. So I don't know if that had anything to do with the Nofap again. And people report back that real sex is better. I mean, the sex was good while I was watching porn and doing the masturbation. And the sex was also good when I stopped the porn and the masturbation. So both is great. I didn't really notice a real difference. Maybe it was a little bit better, but it also like depends on the person I'm sleeping with and the person I'm interacting with and my personal state of being. So I don't know. And a really interesting point is sex drive. So you have these urges and these desires, and the sex drive for some people it increases, and for some people it kind of decreases. And I have to say, like, a lot of guys get into the nofap because they want to like increase the sex drive and then release it with real life interactions and women and real sex. But like what I see and what I've noticed for myself is if then there comes the opportunity where you can interact intimately with a woman, be careful that you don't like fall into the chasing of meaningless sex, because, well, at least for me, it wasn't that hard of a point, or it was because I'm not interested in meaningless sex. But I see it in some guys that they like stop the porn and the masturbation, then they have this increased urge and desire to go out and have meaningless sex with women. I don't know if it's a good thing or not. Maybe it is. For myself, I'm not that interested in meaningless sex. So, yeah, I just feel the sex drive. I'm also like near to a year. I'm doing another video about that, of semen retention in combination with Nofap. So I don't know how it's called, Nofap hard mode, or I don't even like to label it that way, because it's just like a natural development of my lifestyle, if I'm doing it or not doing it. So also, like, I decided to do like semen retention, and if the year is reached, I will maybe shoot a video about that. So yeah, sex drive. Sometimes I do feel the urge and the sex drive even more, but sometimes as I told you, like, I'm not that interested in sex anymore, and I'm not that interested in releasing semen or masturbating or like doing anything, because, and that is the next point people report back, I'm more on purpose. People report that they are like more focused on a vision and on their purpose than ever before. And yes, I am more focused on my values and my purpose and realizing my life purpose. And again, I don't know if I would be still on purpose that way that I am now if I was still masturbating, but I definitely do feel more on purpose than before. And sometimes, now as I remember it, sometimes the porn and the masturbation was a distraction of being on purpose, because rather than facing challenges and going into that uncomfortable state of working, I would just masturbate and enjoy and have that instant gratification and that pleasure. But now that it's not a thing anymore, and I'm not interested in that naturally anymore, I am more on purpose, definitely, and I do feel more on purpose. But again, not always. Sometimes I'm not. I have periods of time where I'm not feeling on purpose, and I get distracted by other things, and I do other things. So that is the point. And the last point I wanted to talk about, the last benefit, is the heightened spirituality, better meditation. People report that they have a heightened sense of spiritual practice, and they can go deeper into their spiritual practice. And again, yes and no. I do have been deeper into my spiritual practice, but I don't think that it has anything to do with the Nofap. I think I could still masturbate and go deeper into my spiritual practice, because it like evolves over time. And maybe it has to do with that. Maybe it helped me to deepen my spiritual practice, but also maybe not. I don't want to like praise or glorify this Nofap thing so much, because I don't know how my life would look like if I was still masturbating. So, and that is the interesting part about it. Of course, Nofap is like a thing to help you avoid instant gratification. And the instant gratification part of the masturbation And especially I think of the porn. The porn is like a different topic maybe from simple masturbation. The instant gratification and the pleasure you get out of this is a beautiful pleasure, but like it's just that short-term dopamine hit. And if you remove that from your life, of course you do have more of a tranquility and more of a balance to enjoy life and be satisfied with existence in a more balanced way without these dopamine hits. But also, like, you can get these dopamine hits from YouTube videos, you can get them from a sugar rush, or you can get them from a drug or something else. Like, you can easily seek these dopamine hits. But to remove the masturbation or the porn is like one good part to remove that. And another topic related to masturbation and porn and nofap is like the guilt and the shame. I was thinking about it over this period of this year. And now when I reflect back, like, I sometimes, not always, but sometimes, maybe you can relate to this feeling. Sometimes I would feel shame or guilt after I've masturbated or after I've watched porn. But I think that is the case because I maybe unconsciously or consciously wanted to stop it or stop doing it so often. And because I was unconsciously or consciously trying to stop it, and I would still do it, then I would feel the shame and the guilt afterwards. But now, as I reflected about it, and I was like thinking about it for myself and contemplating the topic, I thought to myself, if I would remove the desire to stop masturbating or stop watching porn, and I would be fine with it, and I would be in the moment while doing it, and maybe even enjoying it, then the masturbation wouldn't be a problem at all. And when I was like not trying to stop it, it wouldn't be a problem, and probably I wouldn't feel the shame. And sometimes when I remember, like, it was a case that I wasn't feeling the shame because I was just in the moment enjoying the activity, getting the pleasure out of it, being fine with it, enjoying it and moving on and doing my stuff and being productive. So even back then it wasn't influencing my life that much because I was still evolving and growing myself and being on the path of self-realization and self-actualization. And yeah, I don't know how this desire to stop it, to stop the porn or to stop the masturbation, again, two different things maybe, I don't know where this desire to try to stop it came from, but it was there, and therefore the shame or the guilt was there. And if you would remove the desire to stop and you would enjoy the activity in the moment, there would be no shame and no guilt, and it would be a great activity and another experience of this beautiful thing we call existence. So yeah, a lot of talking. One last question is the question, do I want to go back to masturbating? Do I want to stop the nofap? And do I want to go back to porn? Again, two different topics maybe. And I would say, yes, I want to go back just to experience, like to go full circle, just to experience from my state of consciousness and awareness and of my practice of social skills and all these benefits we talked about, like all these areas of life, just to experience how it would be to masturbate again. Maybe not start with porn again, but to masturbate again and release the semen and enjoy myself doing it without the shame. just to experience it, to go full circle, to see if it has any benefits to do the Nofap. And then of course maybe I would report back, maybe not. I don't really like to talk about these topics too much. But yeah, I would explore to go back to masturbating just to see how it feels. And I wouldn't like see it as a fail in my Nofap streak because I want this streak to be till the end of my life, to be the Nofap master. No, I don't care about that. I don't care about my streak of Nofap or of semen retention, because if something happens, it happens. And so it just happened naturally that I was not masturbating for 1.5 years now. Well, or 1.25. I don't know. I haven't counted the days. So yeah, that was my last point. Also, just because we're on the channel of psychedelic actualization, I want to talk about psychedelics real quick. Would be an interesting topic to combine psychedelics with watching porn or with masturbating or with both, I don't know. Just to look deeper into that topic, because I haven't done any psychedelics, or on psychedelics I haven't done any masturbating or watching porn. So that was always just separated for me. I don't know why. I haven't tried it. But okay, well, I had sex on psychedelics, but that's a different topic than the masturbation. I haven't masturbated and I haven't watched porn, I think, on psychedelics. So maybe that would be a topic for a future video. That was my last point. So thank you very much for watching. I talked a lot, I know. Thank you for being here with me till the end. If you are interested in topics of self-realization, self-actualization and working with psychedelics to live a more authentic and fulfilling life, subscribe to this channel. I mean, Nofap and masturbation is like part, or like the sex drive is like part of all of our lives. So I think it is a topic that fits into the channel because it is part of self-actualization and self-realization, because it can affect it. Maybe it does for some people. I mean, definitely it does affect the lives of many people. That's why it's such a popular topic. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, if you want to follow me on the journey, like really subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, or join our Facebook group, Psychedelic Actualization, to connect with like-minded people like us on an even deeper level. So thank you very much for watching. Much love. What's your view on this topic? Really, everybody has a different view, and every view and every perspective is like legit, because you have to find out what works for you. So, and what you enjoy. So, yes, that's it. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.